Hi guys, if you enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe, like the video and leave a comment in the comment section. Let's talk about cytotoxic T cells. Now, cytotoxic T cells kind of define themselves really. They're cytotoxic to the target cell which presents to them, right? Which means that they end up killing this target cell which is presented to. So that's their main function, but how do they do it? Well, let's talk about the target cell first. This cell is going to have what we call an MHC class 1 molecule. That's major histocompatibility complex class 1, which is found in pretty much all cells within the human body. And this molecule is actually going to be bound to a part of the antigen, which is going to be endogenous, right? Which means that it comes from inside the target cell itself. So that's something that's specific to MHC class 1 molecules. They're always going to be bound to an antigen, which has actually come from the cell itself. So this MHC class 1 molecule and this antigen fragment, they're going to present to the T cell receptor on the cytotoxic T cell. Now, we'll skip a few steps here and say that the cytotoxic T cell has become activated. And this is going to produce the end result, which is cell death. But how does it do this? Well, there's three main mechanisms that we want to talk about. The first of these is through the production and the secretion of proteins called perforins, right? That's perforins. And you can think of these as being cylindrical structures which act as a pin would to a balloon, right? So the end result for the balloon is not going to be pretty. Similarly, the target cell is going to be pierced multiple times. The cell membrane is going to be pierced multiple times by these cylindrical proteins. And that's going to lead to a lot of water flooding into the cell from the extracellular space, as well as a lot of ions flooding into the cell. So that's the first mechanism that cytotoxic T cells use, and this might take about up to 10 minutes to actually take place. The second mechanism is through enzymes known as Granzymes, right? And these molecules enter through these gateways which the perforins have opened up for them. So they enter through these channels within the cell membrane of the target cell, and they stimulate a load of enzymatic cascades within the target cell, of which the end result is going to be programmed cell death, also known as apoptosis. So that's the second mechanism which cytotoxic T cells use. The third mechanism is through the expression of something called FAS Ligand on the surface of the cytotoxic T cells, right? This happens when the cytotoxic T cell has become activated. Now these FAS ligands, they bind to a molecule known as FAS found on the surface of the target cell. And when bound to this molecule, when bound to the FAS molecule, this stimulates one of the pathways of apoptosis within the cell. So it's one of the pathways which leads to cell death, programmed cell death of this target cell. So that's a summary of cytotoxic T cells and how they function.